Ajahn, I have a question this morning. We hear many times about your teaching about hearing, seeing. Now I want to know about more thinking, because see the object, visible object. No one there is very clear. So how about thinking? Because when we think, thought is quite real. We follow our thought very much in our life. So most of us follow the thinking, and we think it's right. We follow it. But I think after seeing thinking, scenes cannot be changed, but thinking can change. If we collect right information. Yes.
What do you mean change?
If I hear your teaching, I collect right information. Like that, I see the cliff. I cannot change, the scene cannot change. But if I like the cliff, I follow it and I want to take it, I want to stone it. After that, I think, no, Ajahn said that is not good, or it's not good. So we can change our thinking that, okay, keep it. Don't do that. Don't stone something not belong to.
Can you change now?
Yes.
You're thinking?
If I realize that.
Okay, change it.
Change my thinking, my thought.
Yeah,
we can change it.
Change now, if your thought.
It's already gone.
Of course, because we cannot change any thinking happening now. But if we realize happen after we that means the first thinking we cannot change. But we realize that, and if I hear your teaching, I collect right information. I can stop the.
You mean the
So
way
stop
of
it now. Stop it now. You can.
You mean the way of thinking?
Yes, the way of thinking cannot be changed. Can be changed.
It's what you mean?
Give me.
Are you thinking now?
Yes.
Stop it.
Yes.
It stopped.
I see you. I'm seeing you. If you say stop thinking, I stop thinking, and I pay attention to seeing you.
No, it has been stopped already. Before
Okay,
you think
sorry.
to stop it.
Yes, sorry. But
whatever happens, it happens on its own, not because someone does it. Even the way of thinking can be changed, but it's no one that does the changing of the thinking.
Okay.
Right?
So how about the good accumulation?
You think that you change, but in fact, what you have learned, conditioned, another idea.
Yes. It's still conditioned.
Of course.
But it
The conditions
it
from your
has
teaching,
arisen by
right?
conditions. If you haven't heard before, can there be such thought? If there's no understanding, no hearing at all. So that is conditioned for different thinking from the form.
So when you say that you collect new informations,
Right information, not news.
Yeah, but that means only hearing and thinking about what is heard, and that also is no one, right?
Yes.
The hearing is no one, and the thinking is no one, and that new information, let's say, condition another thinking, so it's still conditioned.
But what is the way of good accumulation?
There must be always questioning about everything, as long as just one reality is not known as it is. You're talking about the idea, the object of thinking, and you think that the thinking changes, but thinking arises in false way, and the previous accumulation of a little more understanding condition the thought of thinking to be different.
I just mentioned that the idea of I can change thinking is also the thinking, right?
No, you have to understand the difference between thinking and the object of thinking. If you haven't come here at all, can you think about it?
Nếu mà bạn chưa từng đến đây thì bạn có thể nghĩ đến những cái đang ở đây không?
But having coming here, sitting down here, it conditions the thinking about this place.
But Achan also said that you need to see the difference between the thinking and the object of thinking. And also, Achan also said that every thinking is gone right away, so we cannot say that we changed the thinking. It's just another thinking that it's a reason conditioned again, every moment.
But at least it's a good accumulation, right?
example,
Another thinking is better than their own
if you
thinking.
haven't come here at all, can you think about this room?
No.
But after you have come here, they can be thinking about this place.
Yes.
But the thinking does not change. It has the other condition to think about.
Yes. I start to realize the difference of thinking and
That's
thinking.
why just understand reality as it is.
But the reality of thinking, that now I know from the book, since in happening,
That
but
is thinking, not you know. The thinking thing about I know. At moment of I know, it's thinking about I know.
yes, but
So,
we most of us just realize about the object of thinking, cannot aware of thinking, seeing,
it
hearing.
does matter as long as there is the understanding of the truth, what is true. At moment of thinking, what is true.
This means thinking is a thinking only.
What is thinking? You or no you?
No, not
So no
us.
you.
Yes,
So thinking things.
yes. So in our life, because we come here to hearing your teaching, so we collect a lot of right information from your teaching. So
Not
how
my-
come we improve our
Not
life?
my teaching at all. Not my teaching.
You can change the view about specific subject like reality. It doesn't mean that you change the thinking.
Reality cannot realize now. So we just know about the thinking of object or the object only. That means if Ajahn asks me, see now, I just say that no, see not now. I know that I am seeing.
And that is not the teaching of the Buddha that you're talking about. The teaching of Buddha talk about this moment, right? No one knows what is it. But Buddha enlightened the truth of this very moment. So he taught us to understand what is there. There is seeing, right?
Yes,
What is seeing?
I don't know.
See, just remember the seeing and so on in the story. No understanding, not enough understanding. Until there is the understanding of one reality at a time. So now there is seeing, and there is thinking, and there is hearing, there is sound, there is hardness and softness. What would you like to start? One word, one reality at a time. Otherwise there must be doubt all the time. Because not clear understanding of that which is there, as Buddha had enlightened, not as we think.
We hear thousands of times, but remember reality.
No. We just talk about the teachings of the Buddha after his enlightenment. He did see, he did hear before enlightenment. no understanding of the truth of seeing and hearing. But after his enlightenment, and what is meant by enlightenment, now they're seeing what is meant by enlightenment. Understanding seeing, right? As it is, as no one can think about it, because it's not enlightenment. But when it's enlightened, that can be the moment of understanding what's meant by enlightened. Why they're seeing, everyone sees, but no one knows what seeing is. But the Buddha enlightened the truth of seeing. That's why no more one's own idea, because no matter how much we think about it, try to solve it, no understanding, because it's not moment of enlightened the truth of seeing. So seeing is arising and falling away. It does not appear like that. So what is meant by enlightened the truth of seeing? That's why we learn to understand each word Buddha taught. As there is seeing, he enlightened the truth of seeing, so he taught about seeing. There is thinking right now. So he enlightened the truth of thinking, of everything. So now, what reality that we would like to talk, just one word, one reality at a time, to have no doubt about it. At level of intellectual understanding only. It's not the moment of enlightened the truth, but without the beginning, hearing about it, consider the truth about it, it's impossible to understand seeing as Buddha taught by his enlightenment.
So, okay, now I want to hear more about your teaching, thinking. Thinking.
The thinking, okay.
Your teaching about thinking, because hearing and seeing we hear many times. How about thinking?
So we just want to talk about seeing right now, because there is seeing right now. Right? If there is no seeing, what is the use of talking about it?
Also thinking, Ajahn.
Right?
Now seeing and thinking also.
So
I want to know about thinking.
About thinking now. So now we will talk about thinking. Is that thinking now?
Yes, thinking now. Sure.
Can you think about my house?
Present not.
Why not?
I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I'm waiting your teaching.
No, you have to think. Why not? Why you think about Vietnam? Why you think about Ho Chi Minh? Why you think about Hoi An? But you cannot think of my house. Why not? This is the begin to consider what is heard to be your own understanding. It doesn't matter who said this or that, but what about when you are asked, why can't you think of my house? But you can think of Ho Chi Minh and the food that you had before. But why can't you think of my house? There must be a reason.
Yeah,
Try to think. Say, can you think of my house?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because I'm not been there.
See, so you think about that which has been seen, heard, smelled, tasted, and touched. And the story about those things in life, your experiences, your situation, the happenings, events that had arisen and gone. Nothing can stay permanent at all. Nothing can last. As soon as it's there, it's gone. This is the word of the Buddha. After he has enlightened the truth, he thought about what are there and what were there in life before. Because seeing cannot be changed. Yesterday there is seeing, and today seeing now. It's not seeing yesterday. Or it is one, the same one? Where was the seeing yesterday? Completely gone, never to arise again. In samsara, not just only today or yesterday. So now, seeing now has gone, unknowingly. But the Buddha thought about everything, absolutely true. Can there be seeing before seeing? Is there seeing before seeing? See, it has to own your considering, to have your own understanding, and then it's not forgotten, because it's understanding your own understanding. And it will keep on understanding after you understand, thinking or seeing or whatever is there now. And this is the studying Dhamma. Otherwise, it's not at all, because it cannot understand this moment, each moment. So what's the use of learning about them? Just the word and thought. But what is there in the world at moment, from moment of birth up to now and on to death? Are they real? Can you make it arise? Can you stop it?
No, of course we cannot do anything about arise and fall away.
So when you say like this, does thinking arise and fall away?
Sure. The thinking is pass away,
Yeah.
and another thinkings arise.
So what is the nature of thinking? Arise. Can you make it arise?
No.
And that is Dhamma, the absolute truth of whatever is real. Anatta. Just one word. But it has to be directly experienced to have no doubt about it anymore. That's so true now. And this is what is meant by studying Dhamma, until there are conditions to directly experience it with a little understanding, on and on and on, until it's just like Buddha had directly experienced it. If it cannot be directly experienced, it's useless to teach. That's why even Dhamma is so very subtle. It can be understood. That's the reason why Buddha taught. And he developed parami enough to attain Samma Sambuddho stage. No one can compare, no matter this world, other world, or universe. So we begin to understand who's the Buddha and what did he teach. Can it be known right now, anytime, because it's so true. And that is the Four Noble Truths, one by one. What is the first one? Many people know, but don't understand it right now. It's just thinking only about what Buddha taught, but he taught about what is there now. Did he enlighten the truth of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking? So what is thinking that he taught? Did he say anything about thinking?
Yes, I don't know. I just don't know. Of course, he teach.
So did he say anything about seeing? There is seeing. Why did he teach about seeing? There is seeing. Everyone says, why did he teach about seeing, or didn't he teach about seeing at all?
No, everyone can see something or someone, just not.
Now sees, right? There is seeing right now.
No, at my side, as my
You
my
do not
understanding.
see now?
I cannot see. No, see now. I just aware. Am I seeing you? I look at you.
To be truthful to the truth. Are you blind?
No.
So there must be seeing.
Yes,
That is seeing. Can you make seeing arise?
I see someone. I see you. I look at everyone here.
It's not just thinking. We're talking about what Buddha taught about seeing. It's not your own idea anymore. Did Buddha realize the truth of seeing right now?
Yeah, Buddha teach seeing.
Excuse me. Listen the question carefully and just consider it and answer what is asked. For example, did Buddha realize the truth of seeing right now?
Yes.
No? So what did Buddha enlighten?
You said, you asked,
Pardon?
can you say your question again? for sure, to be sure.
Okay, listen carefully. Did Buddha realize the truth of seeing now, right now, or any time? Seeing has to be seeing. Did he realize the truth of seeing?
Yes,
Okay, is that seeing now?
yes.
So what did he teach about seeing?
There is seeing now.
What did he teach about seeing?
Seeing rise and falls on its own, and we cannot make it arising.
So what sees?
The seeing sees.
The seeing, not you,
Yes.
right? At moment of hearing, what hears?
The hearing hears.
And at moment of thinking, what thinks?
The thinking thinks.
So where's you?
There is no me.
Okay, is that true?
Yes.
Remember that? There's no you.
Yes, there is no me.
Okay, don't change, don't change. Not enough, not enough. Just begin to follow the word.
Yes.
But what about the understanding?
Yes.
See, you can say that seeing sees, but seeing now sees, or you see.
Seeing sees.
Really, no you at all.
Yes.
No need to listen to the teaching anymore. You understand everything as not me, no me. And what about the class here? Is it a class or no class? Not a class.
No
It-
glass.
Just the word, right? Like seeing is not me, just the word. But so true. But right understanding hasn't realized the truth, which is so very deep and very subtle yet. But it learned to begin to understand that seeing is what?
Seeing is. If seeing is not me, seeing is seeing on its own.
Can you talk about other word instead of seeing sees or seeing is seeing?
Okay, so
Can you elaborate more?
I only have little understanding. Can you teach me more, please?
That's why not enough at all.
Yes.
That seeing is not you, seeing is seeing. Why it's not you or anyone? It's a reality which arises to see. Can it hear?
No, it cannot hear. Seeing cannot hear.
So now, seeing sees. Is it real?
It's a reality.
See, the question is,
Yes,
it
it's
real?
real.
It's real, but it's not you, so it is a reality. Whatever is real, and it cannot belong to anyone, it cannot be taken for anything, because it is a reality. Just understand a reality. Otherwise, there must be I again or something again. No thought about reality, a reality. So what is not reality right now?
Thinking. Mm, thinking about your house.
What is real?
Thinking about your house.
And about other things too, not only my house.
Something.
It's not limited at
Okay,
all.
okay. Something is not real now is
Do you see me now?
yes. Something not yes. I see.
Oh.
Not seeing sees you. Yes.
What is seen?
What is seen? What is seen? Ajahn is seen. Oh, okay. The object is seen. The object of seeing.
It's only visible object appearing.
Visible object.
It can eradicate or eliminate the idea of I seen someone or something, little by little, stage by stage, without fine out thinking what is seen. Is it very subtle? Is it very difficult? Or is it very easy to understand?
It's the first thing you said. It's very subtle and hard to understand.
So the subtlety is that at the very moment of seeing, is there anything else beside that which is seen?
There is nothing else at that moment, because there can only be one reality at the moment.
Only one reality at the moment.
So is there anything you'd like to say?
Đây. Ráng. Dạ không ráng. Không ráng là bị sợ. Khẩu trang là do bị cảm. Dạ rồi.
Are you sick now? Are you sick now? Are you sick now?
No.
You just said that in Vietnamese, right?
I said afraid.
You have a cold, right?
I said yes.
Yes.
But if you say
Is it sickness? It's sickness real?
sickness is not real. Sickness is object of thinking and feeling.
It's the object of thinking. But what conditions that thinking about that object?
The touch, the feeling of the body, and then the thinking that follows links
Is that your body?
No,
So it's someone else's body?
no.
So what is that?
What? Sorry, what is what? The body?
Yes.
The body.
It's not your body. It's not someone else's body. So what is that? The body. Is it real?
No,
No. So how can you say that there is sickness?
because the conditioning leads to thinking.
There must be realities, right?
Yes.
Because without realities, there cannot be any idea of body or sickness at all. So what is real at the moment of having pain?
The touch.
Touch, the touch at the body sense.
Yes.
Okay, is the body sense the same at the body from head to toe?
It is not. It is not. No, it is not.
It is not.
Yes.
So what's the difference?
It can be soft and it can be hard. It can be painful. It can be normal.
So when you say it, what do you mean?
The touch. The touch can.
The object of touching.
Yes. That is the body.
So when you say the body from head to toe, what is that?
Object of touch.
Can it be touched from head to toe at one moment?
No.
So what is that?
I'm sorry, I think I have little understanding of your question, so I would want to hear some teachings.
Maybe Ajahn can help.
I did not understand the question.
Just learn to understand just one reality or one word until it's clear understanding. If we think about seeing right now, there's seeing for sure, and it's not I see, because where is the I and what is the I? Can you find it?
I cannot.
But the reality which experiences is there. So there is the object which is seen as people and things around. So there are two different kinds of reality.
Yes.
Some realities cannot experience anything at all, but there is also another reality which arises and experience, just arise to experience and then gone. A little more understanding. So seeing is the reality which arises to see. It cannot think, it cannot like, it just see. Just one reality, one characteristic, one function at a time. To be known that it cannot be other thing at all. It has to be just that one only. So seeing is one reality. And it's that which is the reality which arises to experience the object. That's why no I. Because whatever is seen, there must be the reality which arises to experience it. Seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and then thinking. Can there be more than that in the world? So now it's not I or anyone or anything, because that which arises to experience, depending on conditions, when there is the I base and that which can impinge on the I base, it conditions seeing. Seeing is conditioned to arise to see, then gone, because all conditions condition the arising of what it conditioned, that's all. So life is seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking, and at moment of sleep, is there the reality which arises and experiences anything? The object does not show up at all. It's not seen, it's not heard at all. It's moment of being fast asleep, which means the world, the six doorways do not appear. But there is still a reality. Just like at moment of birth, it arises to experience an object, but the object at that moment is the object of the six doorways of this world. So this world, the object of this world does not appear at moment of birth. And at moment of being fast asleep, exactly the same kind of citta or reality. And at moment of death, three different realities: birth, death, and before death. There must be a moment when one is fast asleep. It's there, but the object is not the object of this world, so it cannot be experienced. Is that possible to understand life? There must be birth, and birth means the arising of the reality which can experience an object, and also the rupa. How come? We heard a lot about kamma, see, the deeds, wholesome deeds or unwholesome deeds, condition that very moment of that which is the result. That's why the deeds has been done. It can condition its result when time comes. Now it's not yet death, so it's not time to condition moment of death, but it is time to moment condition the citta which does not experience anything of the six doorways, but it's there, exactly the same, experience the object that birth consciousness or the first moment of life experience, which is not the object of this world. Learn to understand whether it's true or not, and what Buddha taught about it. So is there a reality which experiences an object?
Yes. Yes.
Until death?
Yes.
And after death? Not death yet. So it cannot be answered. But what about life? See, it's there already by different conditions to be different people or different living beings like birds and cats and dogs, snakes.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can.
So it's clear because now there is the reality which experiences. So we begin to understand there is no self, but there are the realities which sees or hears, experience an object of its own. For example, sound is heard by hearing, not by seeing. Gone, see, unknown, no understanding. That's why begin to understanding the truth of what is there now appearing. That's all.
Thank you.
And this is the teaching of the enlightenment. If there's no enlightenment at all, can there be such word of truth about this moment?
It cannot be.
No more doubtable thinking?
So I'm still, but I'm not. Make sense is your teaching yet? I really don't know. I just because hearing, seeing I quite clear, intellectual in theory. But about thinking, I cannot make sense.
But you see that we are talking about the truth of this moment. There must be the reality which experiences an object, right? The blind cannot see because there's no seeing. Why seeing cannot arise? Because there's no the eye sense. Even there is eye sense, if nothing impinges on it, it cannot condition seeing. What is there at the back doesn't impinge on the eye base, so it cannot condition seeing. So seeing right now is conditioned to arise to see because there are realities which experience an object. Nobody can stop the way it is. And hardness cannot experience anything. So it's a reality which cannot experience anything, not just hardness only. Smell, taste, visible object, sound, cannot experience any object. So they are real, and they are conditioned to arise, to be that which experiences or that which cannot experience. No one can make it. No one can change the way it is. And this is what is meant by Dhamma. So we study Dhamma, not in the book, because the book taught about seeing right now, hearing right now, thinking right now. But now there is thinking. And we learn to understand that what is meant by hearing, seeing, it experiences sound. So we call it hearing. And when it experiences visible object right now at this moment of seeing, we call it seeing. No one at all. When we use the term seeing, it has to be just seeing. No one see, no one there, no hearing, no thinking. Because at the moment there are conditions just for seeing to arise, see and then gone. At this moment of hearing, it seems like there is still seeing, but in truth, they cannot arise together in a moment. And this is Dhamma, the absolute truth. It means that it's so true that nobody can change at all the way it is. And that is the world. Because if nothing arises at all, can there be any world? Or the whole world full of many things, sound and sight and so on? But each has to arise, otherwise it cannot be there at all. So we understand Dhamma. What we take for things are different Dhammas. What we take for I is different reality, which experiences an object. Like seeing now. Do you have intention to see?
Yes.
Really? You or intention itself? This is more subtle from the enlightenment of the Buddha. He taught what is there as the absolute truth. So we use different words to represent each reality. For example, we use the word citta, that which arises to be the chief of experiencing an object. Why do we use the word the chief? See, it means that there must be other reality arising, experiencing that object together, but it's not the chief. And what is meant by the chief of experiencing? It experiences the object clearly, no matter how very little of difference, shade, it knows. because it experiences clearly. Its function is to experience the object clearly, to be known, as whether it's false, the fake one, or the real one. If Citta does not experience it clearly, how can it be known? That is different, because no one who has such understanding cannot tell the difference at all. Not me, not anyone. Because if nothing arises, how can there be I or thing or anything at all? But whatever is there has a reason by conditions. The rainfall, see? What is the rain? And we use the word fall. But what is the truth? It's heard, or it's seen, or it's thought about. All are dhammas, realities, so real, but they are different by conditions. Can you see that which hasn't arisen yet? See, it means the more there is the understanding, less attachment to the idea of self. Because in truth, Dhamma, reality, different kinds, that which experience an object and that which does not experience anything, the whole life from birth to death, and not only this life, lives before and lives in the future, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting. Without this, how can there be life? And no one knows what are there at moment of seeing. But Buddha enlightened the truth. Without the conditions for its arising, it cannot arise. Right? Or it can arise without conditions. And there are so many conditions untaught in the beginning, because no understanding of the truth of no self, taking everything for something all the time. But when there's the beginning of understanding the truth that actually what is there is conditioned to arise, to experience the object and then fall away instantly, there can be more understanding, little by little, to let go what we take for things and I and people. When there's a little more understanding of what we take as I, what is the truth of it, that it cannot be taken for I. And this is the intellectual understanding that can lead to the direct experience and to realizing the truth of it, the absolute truth, arising and falling away. Otherwise, the idea of self is very strongly accumulated. Years and years ago, even now, we talk about seeing, arising, but it does not appear as it arises. And it falls away. It doesn't appear as it has fallen away. So the truth is the truth to begin to understand, in order to let go wrong understanding that it's permanent. Like people now here, permanent. But in truth, it's a breaking world. Everything now appears, it's breaking from moment to moment. Nothing's left. And this is true when death comes. See? But even it's not the moment of death, it's gone. That's why there are three kinds of death.
Không biết, có biết đâu.
Anh đang nói cái gì? Bạn ấy đang thầm thì nó tự nói với mình.
What kind of this is known?
We dead. We dead. À, thì đó là mình chết đấy, là chết.
So what is death again? We can learn to understand what is death little by little. What is death? See?
Như thế. I only remember the two. The first is about the arising and falling away of the any reality. Is it called?
Khanika Marana. And Khanika is a moment.
Yeah, in a moment. In a moment.
Only one?
And the second is about the life, and the last time. The third one. Oh, last the finish of the whole.
And in
Okay.
Pali it is Samuchet and Sammati Marana.
Yeah.
Sammati Marana.
Samadhi.
Convention.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the last one, Samucheta Marana. The end of samsara. No more arising and falling away of any reality at all. Is that true?
Yeah, as I heard that is true. Yeah.
But no understanding of it is death.
Yeah.
Just know that one dies, but what is it?
Yeah.
Is it real? Is it a reality? What reality is there at moment of death?
At moment of arahat death, I think the last object I don't know, but it no continue. But not sure about the object of that one. What is the object of that
So
chitta? That's
death is that.
It the terminate the whole don't condition for the next chitta, but how about the
So
object?
can we say that now seeing dies?
In theory, it arises
In
and falls.
theory?
In truth, yeah, it fall away.
That is Khanika Marana.
Yeah,
Can it be realized?
not now.
Not now.
Yeah.
But Buddha
But it, yeah,
had realized.
somehow.
And the second one?
Second one is about the end of the life, the death chitta. But it condition for the next chitta, for the next life. Yeah, and the last one, the arahata.
So one will be this person only before death.
I don't understand the question.
One will be this person before death.
Not understand.
One là gì vậy chị?
Ta thực sự vẫn là con người này cho đến
Yeah.
trước khi chết.
Yeah.
Trước khi chết. So what is the object of death of this life?
That is the result of the karma, previous karma, and it will be the object for the cái gì mà loay quay ngoài ấy nhỉ? Không phải banga cái gì đó, cái gì mà lúc mình ngủ á, đúng không ta? Cái tâm. No. Chết in here.
So what is the object of the rebirth consciousness?
Same as đúng ta?
So what is that?
Rebirth consciousness, the
Yes.
object, right?
Yes.
Không biết. Nhưng mà em nhớ là it's the same as the Bhavanga Chitta, but the object should be the result of the past.
The result is it's
Of the
the
past
object
karma.
or it's the chitta.
It's the Chitta.
It has to be the chitta.
Yeah, but the
Okay.
object.
So what is the object?
Object. Object could be some concept. I'm not sure. I don't know.
So maybe Achan will explain the process of dying in each life.
Can that moment see anything?
No,
Hear,
no,
smell,
no.
taste, touch, think.
Think. At the moment of that, yeah.
Really,
Hay 6 căn thì còn căn nào khác không ta?
that moment of thinking is not there.
It's not that.
One is alive. And
Ủa?
think.
Còn căn nào khác không nhỉ? 5 căn. Yeah, it has to be over the mind door, but the mind door and the thinking is different.
What kind of chitta is the moment of death?
Resolve. So the resolve not come, not thinking. But it over the mind door, I think.
Why do you think?
It's not now. It's just remembering.
Hearing the word of the Buddha and consider to understand deeper and deeper.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
example, at moment of seeing is not there.
Right.
Hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking.
Thinking no. That's right.
So, but there must be citta,
Yes.
right? The first moment, it doesn't see, hear, smell, and so on.
Yes.
Fixed away.
Yes.
So any moment when it's not perform the function of seeing, hearing, so on, at moment when it does not perform those functions, it's not death yet. Is it possible?
No.
See,
It's
forget-
not that yet.
when it's not a clear understanding, it is almost forgotten what we heard. That's why
Bhavanga.
learn to understand. See?
Yeah, forgot it.
So-
Yeah, the Bhavanga is the same, but not understand enough.
That's
Yeah.
why we can say that when it's not moment of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking,
Yes.
there must be citta,
Yes.
but it does not perform such function. It performs function of bhavanga,
Yes.
which is not death or birth.
Yes.
And birth moment is only one. The beginning of becoming to be this person start at that very moment. Born to be this and this and that, right? And while it does not perform the function of those that we have mentioned, it is that which perform the function of not birth and death, but bhavanga, life continuing.
Yes.
The object is the same, because it's the same result of the karma which conditioned the birth. Not to be different person instantly at moment of bhavanga. It has to be this person on and on before death.
Yeah.
See?
So I still cannot get the object answer, right?
It has the same object as karma because it is the result of same karma.
But it's not an object experience through the 6 doors.
But any characteristic of the object itself?
What condition of birth?
The result of the karma.
One karma. There's so many karmas, but just only one condition, such moment of birth.
Yes.
It has to be kusala karma to be born as human being.
Yes.
And human beings are different by the accumulation,
Yes.
which are accumulated on and on.
Yeah.
But only one karma
Yes.
condition birth to be this person. And when there's no seeing, hearing, so on, there must be moment of existence, which is not birth,
Yeah.
but it is the same karma
Yeah.
as birth. It's conditioned. So the object is the same. And that is bhavanga, because it's not birth and death.
Yes.
But when its time comes to be called death, it cannot perform the function of bhavanga anymore. it has to end up being this person by just one moment of citta, performing this function. Not to be this person anymore, the end of this life. Deprive everything in this life, never to be again as this person, and instantly after that moment, birth moment again, by one karma.
By the new karma or the same as the dead one?
Depends.
Or the different one?
Some
Depend.
karma can condition 100 births, and some, who knows? Which karma conditioned this person? As
This-
you take for eye, which karma?
I don't know.
See, the same as the next birth after death. We don't know. Who knows?
Yes.
But there must be birth as long as there are conditions for birth to arise non-stop.
Yes.
So doubt about death, a function of citta, the end of this life. Never be this person again. But Pavanga, see, just be this person on and on until death, no more to be this person. The object is the same, birth, Pavanga, and death, because they are the result of one karma, same karma.
So the object is not known.
Not known. Okay.
Is it thinking?
No.
That's why there can be the understanding of the 14 functions of citta. No matter what citta is there, it has to perform just one function. Seeing sees, hearing hears.
So back to the point of the thinking, may I ask, think about the object at the concept or any moment of thinking about the reality as well? I mean the object of the thinking at the realities, or only the concept? Now, concept.
So you can tell by yourself, who knows your thinking.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Vừa rồi nói gì vậy, chị không nghe cái đoạn.
Em hỏi là cái thinking ấy, là nó chỉ think về khái niệm thôi hay là nó think về được cái thực tại? Tại vì trong cái ví dụ như trong cái gì của lộ trình thấy á, là có những cái tâm sau nó vẫn kinh nghiệm đúng cái đấy, thì không phải cái đoạn nó có thinking được không, hay là
You got the question already from him, right? He just asked you asked the question again.
Đôi khi em nói thì em trả lời là từ em thì em
vẫn chưa hiểu.
Em trả lời là em hiểu, nhưng mà ý là em trả lời là concept, còn những cái khác thì em đâu có biết. Nhưng mà thực tế là như nào thì em hỏi.
Thinking can think about nibbana too. Depends on condition. Yes.
Đúng rồi, là có thể là thực tại hoặc là có thể là khái niệm. Không, ý là vậy.
Thì Hạ Chan trả lời rồi đúng không?
And at that moment, it is thinking about nimitta or concept.
Concept.
Can
Most
there
of the
be
time.
thinking of nimitta?
Yeah, yes.
So at that moment, when what you asked, what is the object of thinking, and you said concept, it means that it's not moment of thinking of nimitta.
Yeah, okay. I got it. So thinking can think the nimitta of the realities, and thinking about the concept.
And what can be known as a reality?
Okay. But in reality, it can think about the nimitta of the realities and anything else.
Anything.
Tức là nó có thể thực tại, là nimitta của thực tại, hoặc là một khái niệm nào đấy. Chống vào một khái niệm không?
In short, thinking can think about anything.
Yeah. Even Chitta itself, thinking can think about it directly, or Buddha cannot enlighten.
So now, what can be known in daily life?
Trong số mấy gì ta?
It's now. See, you don't have to look or point out somewhere. It's now. What can be known in daily life, and this is life, it's daily, and what is that which can be known?
It's not here.
The concept of
See,
something, whatever we
if
hear.
you don't think like that, seeing can be known because it's now sees that it's there is seeing. No doubt that there is seeing, right?
Yes, I think that's maybe you can ask your question about
I
it.
don't. Till now, I really confused your teaching because
Okay.
seeing is a reality.
Okay.
We cannot realize reality now.
Okay.
So, if you say that, what can be known now? Seeing, it's truly,
what can be known, not what is known now.
When we say that seeing is known, for example, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's known with panya or by panya. It's just known because they're seeing now, right?
But I have no panya now.
Yes, it doesn't matter. It can be
So
known.
you know what panya is? So what is panya? Is there panya?
Now,
What is panya? So that then
panya is a high understanding of reality, right? So reality, I cannot.
what is the beginning of panya? Is it panya? From moment to moment, develop little by little. So now what we're talking about, just what can be known now. Just can be known. It can be known. But can be known.
Whatever appears, right?
Why do you have to look around?
Whatever appears. Whatever appears can be known, right? Yes.
So can seeing be known too?
Is there seeing now? Do you see me?
I see you.
Yes. So,
I not see object.
so there is seeing, right? There is seeing.
Yes, from the book,
So
I know
why-
sin.
By the
From
book
The book or the teaching, from the teaching,
No,
I know
it's-
sin now.
Because you say that you see me,
I
right?
see you. I see the object.
I see the object.
I see you, not sin. See the
You
object.
just ask about just ask about whether you see me now.
Okay.
You see me now. So there is seeing now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So is seeing known? If seeing not known, why you can say that there is seeing?
Finally, the last minute.
Wait,
So
wait,
much.
wait.
Blur, not clear. Okay, got it. Quite blur.
Still blood.
That's why I think over it again and again and again to understand a little better, a little clearer. until firm confidence of the truth, of actually the absolute truth is no one, only different realities. By then we understand what it's meant by Dhamma. See, otherwise we just talk about Dhamma, discussion on Dhamma. But what is Dhamma? Is there Dhamma now?
Yes.
What is that? Dhamma?
Whatever I can realize at the moment.
As the thinking?
Yes, thinking. Because thinking, then I can say it.
Yes, but even right now, if there is the understanding more clear about what is Dhamma, you can answer directly. You don't have to think, what is Dhamma? See? So, is there Dhamma now?
Yes.
What is that Dhamma?
Still, whatever, thinking.
Okay, what else?
Hearing.
What else?
That only thing I can realize.
No, now.
Smelling. That's so strong.
As much as you know.
If you keep asking, I just say in thinking, seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, and thinking. 6. 6
One
sense.
at a time, please.
Yeah, we cannot realize the 6 sense at the same time, one by one.
Now, just one at a time.
Seeing.
Okay, good. Is seeing you?
Seeing you là gì vậy? Không phải là bạn không? Tức là seeing có phải là bạn không?
Yes, because I close my eye, I cannot see.
That is not the question. Is seeing you?
She said yes, right?
Tức là seeing có phải là bạn không, đúng không? Thì em trả lời chân thật là bây giờ thì em nghĩ là seeing là mình, bởi vì nếu em nhắm mắt thì em không thấy.
Yes, I mean that. Seeing, it's me. It's my seeing. Truthfulness. Because if I close my eye, I
So,
don't see.
you say that it's my seeing, right?
Yes.
Where's you who own the seeing? Because you say that's my seeing. Where? What?
Yeah. Sở hữu cái thì my eyes. Bà có sở hữu cái thấy không á hả?
The one that owns the seeing, where is that? You can show where is the one who owns the seeing.
Ai sở hữu cái thấy?
No one.
Remember the absolute truth. But it does appear as it arises and falls away. So it cannot be taken for I or anything at all. It's a truth. If it does not arise, it cannot appear. And as soon as it has arisen, it's gone. Instantly. This is the absolute truth. To have more confidence of the truth that Dhamma cannot be taken for I or mine at all. And that is meant listening, understanding, let go ignorance and wrong understanding, which take it for something or someone. And at moment of enlightenment, what does it mean?
I don't know. I'm not enlightened yet.
But Buddha did.
Buddha, I think no one there.
So what is there? Any time of enlightenment?
There must be realities, right? At the moments of enlightenment. So what is the reality that is called enlightenment?
Khoảnh khắc thực tại có cái gì ở đó đúng không? Khoảnh khắc của
Thì là thực tại nào?
I don't know. I'm not enlightened yet.
No, but you heard that the Buddha is enlightened, right? What
Ah.
does that mean?
That means no one there and just realize their
But
reality.
when now seeing now, no one there,
Yes.
and enlightenment, no one there too. But
Yes.
there must be the difference between now and then the moment of enlightenment, right?
I
So what
don't-
is that moment? Why you say that the Buddha is enlightened?
I don't know. No idea. I really no idea about that.
So, does seeing arise?
Yes.
Does it fall away?
Yes.
No more. It cannot arise again.
Yes.
Temporarily death.
Yes.
And at moment of realizing, the moment of arising and falling away, it's not this moment.
Yes.
But since it really arises and really falling away, can it be directly experienced as nimitta of it?
Câu hỏi á là tại khoảnh khắc một cái thấy nó có thể được kinh nghiệm một cách trực
Now,
tiếp
the
như
word
Nimitta ở đây, cái đó có thể
nimitta,
có thể kinh nghiệm một cách trực tiếp.
whatever is heard should be understood. So now I use what appears does not appear at moment when it arises and falls away, right? But it appears as something, a reality, like seeing. When we talk about seeing, we don't think about anything else, right? We just talk about seeing, only seeing. And we begin to understand it. Seeing now appears because it has arisen by conditions, not by anyone. And who knows that that which has risen, fallen away instantly, and this is enlightened the truth. Not just hearing, considering, understanding, but since it arises and it falls away, so real, can that be realized in order to let go that it's permanent? Nothing is permanent because the truth is what is there, is conditioned to arise just to be there. For example, seeing arises to see only and then gone. Hearing is not seeing. It arises just to hear and then gone. Not permanent at all. This is what Buddha said. All sankhara dhamma are anicca, dukkha, and anatta. What is anicca? Not permanent. What is dukkha? Unsatisfactoriness. Because everyone would like everything to be permanent, not to lose anything forever, for not to arise again. So that is the meaning of the absolute dukkha for all conditioned realities which now appears because it has arisen and it falls away instantly. As long as it doesn't show up, who can imagine the danger of it? Just arises and falls away. What's the use? So that is the first Ariya Satya, noble truth. Dukkha, Ariya Satya, and anatta. All realities cannot be taken for anything or I at all. And this is the beginning to understand what is meant by Dhamma and learn more about one Dhamma, to understand that no matter what Dhamma, it's just Dhamma. It cannot be anyone or anything at all. And this is the teaching of the Buddha, the enlightened, the absolute truth. Everything. So learn to understand Buddha, who is him. How great the wisdom is to be Buddha.
You heard about the Buddha many times, right?
Do you respect Buddha? Even you don't know him. Even you don't know what he taught. About what?
From Sutta.
About?
About what?
cái gì hả?
About what?
You respect him, you hear his word. What are his words about?
Hello, mother.
Why do you respect him? Why do you respect Buddha?
Niềm tin.
Just faith?
Niềm tin.
No understanding at all?
Did he say Dhamma? The word Dhamma, did he say?
The Dhamma he say.
Kusala Dhamma, Akusala Dhamma.
Yes.
So he's the one who said Dhamma.
Yes.
And who understands what are Dhamma? If no considering, where is it? What is it? See? So what do you respect when there's no understanding of his word? And when there's a little more understanding of the truth from him, more respect,
Yes.
until it becomes greater and greater and greater. No one has him at all. Only one in the universe, universes. See?
Em còn hỏi nữa không? Không thắc mắc.
Is this enough?
Enough this morning. And I need time. I need more time to swallow.
Is it clearer?
Understand
Is it clearer about thinking?
gradually.
Thinking? Is it clearer?
Yes. Enough information to considering, but if you say that understanding, no. I think I need more time to considering more.
And what is that which knows this? That which knows about this.
Cái mà biết cái đó thì nó là cái gì? Cái mà biết điều em vừa nói.
Cái mình biết cái đó là cái gì? Suy nghĩ thì là thinking.
Thì em cứ nói với Achan.
So Ajahn, you say again your questions, please.
What is that which knows or understands this?
Cái hiểu cái điều ấy thì cái gì hiểu cái đấy? Em vừa nói cái điều là em cần phải suy xét thêm đó, thì cái gì hiểu điều ấy?
Understanding.
You call it the word, but what is it?
Nó là gì?
To begin to understand a little more, a little more, a little more of this. Madam?
You asking me.
Now you understand what is thinking, right? What thinking is. Now you understand that? Thinking. That is thinking. Thinking is real.
Yeah, thinking
And
is real.
thinking cannot see,
Yes.
cannot hear.
Yes.
Is this the understanding?
Oh.
So, who understands?
Under.
As long as you sit there.
Sorry.
Thôi em cứ trả lời đi, em nghĩ sao em trả lời vậy? Thì em trả lời vậy. Trả lời Achan á.
Understanding, just understanding.
Okay. Is it you?
No.
Is it your understanding?
Yes, I think a little.
To really understand what is heard about now, the truth is no one and nothing. So understanding is what? Any word of truth that is true. So now, come back again. Is there anything real now?
Yes.
What is real now?
It's real now. Yes, it's real.
What is real now?
What is real now? Hearing.
Okay, does it arise?
Yes.
Does it fall away?
Yes.
Can it see?
Can you see? Yes, can see.
Hearing.
Hearing cannot see. I'm thinking you add not another subject seeing.
Listen to the question.
Yes, it cannot see. Hearing cannot see.
As long as it has fallen away, can it arise again?
Yes.
That one which has fallen away, can it arise again?
It's not the same one.
Okay. The on sin cannot arise again.
Only once in samsara.
Yes.
So is it yours or anyone because it's gone?
It's already. So not. It's not mine. It's not others.
Can you remember it?
Yes.
Okay, that is remembering. And remembering does not see. But it can experience the same object, which is seen when they see, right? Is there remembering?
Cái thấy thì không thể nhớ hả?
Có cái nhớ không?
Có cái nhớ không hả? Yes, it's memory.
Is it now?
No.
Who's this?
Tưởng có tưởng không thì khoảnh khắc nào chẳng có tưởng đúng không?
Tưởng thì có. Yes. Miscommunication between you and me. I think you say that still remember the scene now. So I say no because now I just thinking. Thinking, not hearing.
Is there a reality which remembers?
Reality, remember.
Is remembering now real?
Yes.
So there is a reality which arises to remember, not to see, not to hear.
Yes.
Is it you?
No.
It's what?
No one.
So, and it's what? It's no one. So, what is it?
Just arise and fall away.
Is it real?
Real
So it's a reality.
reality.
That's why Buddha used the term Dhamma
Yes.
for whatever is real.
Yes.
It's one reality, a reality different from seeing. Can seeing remember?
Yes.
See, before there can be clear understanding, even intellectually, it needs time. Otherwise, there cannot be condition for higher understanding, clearer understanding. And that's a stage of understanding, stage by stage.
Thank you, Ajahn.
So now you know what is Dhamma, right?
Yes, Ajahn.
Is there now remembering?
Có cái gì để có không?
It's now remembering.
Yes, yes.
At moment of hearing, is there remembering?
Moment of hearing. Yes.
Is it hearing?
Is a hearing now?
No.
Is that remember which remembers hearing?
Yes, yes.
No. That which remembers, is that hearing?
I remember cannot cannot hear. Remember cannot hear.
What can it do?
Nó có thể làm gì anh? Just remember. Just
That is one. That is unreality which arises to remember, mark and remember what is there. So all Dhammas, no one, by conditions, more confidence of what is Dhamma, and it cannot be anything or anyone. It has its own characteristic. By conditions, by its nature, it cannot be changed at all. What did you do yesterday?
A lot of things.
Yes. At that moment when you cannot think, at that very moment, is there remembering?
Nếu không có gì.
Không, chắc là ý bạn lúc mà mình không nhớ được cái mà mình cần nhớ thì lúc đó có tưởng không?
Không à. Yes.
And now it remembers the past or what is experiencing now.
Remember the past.
And what about now? Does it remember?
Bây giờ remember
Bây giờ có remember không? Có không?
yes. Tưởng nhớ đến cái gì? Nhớ
What
Ajahn.
does he remember now? What does he remember now?
Yes, remember.
What does it remember now?
Cái gì lại nhớ cái gì hả?
Em hai vòng ngoài đây này.
Không, ý em muốn nói là phải, em nhớ nhưng mà ví dụ nhớ đây là Ajahn.
Yes, yes. You can say that. Yeah.
Yes, I remember you are Ajahn. Yes.
Not you remember?
Of course.
Okay. At
Yeah.
this moment it remembers this.
Yeah.
And when it recalls the past,
Recall about this.
is it the remember? Remembering?
Did you swim this morning?
Yes.
It was fun.
Yes.
So
So I
when you remember
remember-
those images,
Yes.
is that remembering?
Yes, remembering. Yes.
Can it remember both at the same time?
Can it remember both at the same time? Both past and present.
Of course. Remember quá khứ và hiện tại. No. Oh, at the same time, no.
To understand deeper, it cannot be the same.
Yes.
Just one object at a time, very rapidly, succeedingly. What is we are talking about? What is that which we are talking about? No word, but action.
Too many people have around. Chị Thảo.
Hỏi như Thảo ơi.
Ở đây.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Hai ngồi đó kể một xíu thôi. Cho nó thẳng.
Is there remembering? Is there remembering? Is there remembering?
Reminder. Ajahn, I read Dhammapada Sutta, and I confused its meaning. I didn't understand clearly it, so I read now, and Ajahn helped me to understand clearly it.
It's one verse from the Dhammapada.
Okay, I read now, Ajahn. Let their good for others good, however great. Now will oneself on good, and to do that good at 10. So it seems like there is a self to need to do something good for it. So
Can
can
we
you
read that one? Let none neglect their good, for others' good, however great. Know well oneself own good, and to that good attend.
One by one word.
Okay, the first one. Let none neglect their good.
Okay.
yeah. Kinh Pháp Cú.
Kinh Pháp Cú 166, em cứ bảo các bạn ấy tra Kinh Pháp Cú 166 ra.
So you want to let.
Kinh Mục Pháp Cú 166 ra đây cá đây này.
À, có tiếng Việt đây rồi.
You want to let, like it said let, right?
Let what? Yeah. No. I after I read this, I think it's seems like have self need to do something good for it. After I read the Dhammapada Sutta.
And did Buddha realize the truth of that?
No,
That was taught by the Buddha.
Yeah.
So what did he teach? What did he teach?
He teach about dukkha, anicca, and anatta.
So, by conditions, understand what is right and what is wrong.
Yeah.
Can condition moment of doing good. And understand too that at that moment it's not I.
Yeah.
Not
But-
just do good.
I think the wording of that verse can be confusing, but when we read about the story,
Yeah.
because each Dhammapada has a story about it, and when we read the story, I think in short, it's at the time when the Buddha was approaching his paranibbana, and because many monks knew that he was going to pass away, they all try to be close to him, but only one monk, instead of going to be close with the Buddha, he went to the forest, and after that he attained enlightenment. So, but the monks, they didn't know that, so they complained, and then they asked the Buddha about why that monk doesn't take care of the Buddha, doesn't try to be close to the Buddha, and then the Buddha taught that verse to the monks.
And did the monk understand?
Yeah.
What did he understand?
He the monk.
Okay, just say do good. Who understand? Not I who do good.
Yeah.
While the other might do good instantly without any understanding. It depends on the accumulation of right understanding enough to understand the absolute meaning of the truth of do good.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Now I say do good. What do you think?
Do good. And it's a kusala.
When you heard the word do good and
Yeah.
do good,
Yeah.
and someone who understands what is meant by do good, at that moment do good with understanding.
Yeah.
Is that different?
Yeah.
So the difference is right understanding of the absolute truth.
Yeah.
After developing understanding enough, at any moment, no one there, the Nama or the Rupa, no matter the word do good, what is that? It's not just without any understanding and just becoming enlightened. But when there's enough conditions to enlighten the truth, anywhere, anytime, unexpectedly, even that monk, unexpected. It doesn't mean that anyone just heard the word do good, become enlightened.
Yeah.
That's why many people heard the teachings, but it cannot condition moment of enlightened at all. While Sariputta, just few words. So natural.
Mm.
Whatever arises falls away. And then, after hearing, enlightenment of the truth is there by conditions. That's why the understanding of anatta is so perfect. No matter what, even the same word to anyone, but the one who had developed right understanding enough, to the moment of become enlightened, unexpectedly, we can use surprisingly how come it's there by conditions. So the one who understands the path to let go the clinging and ignorance to the object right now, understand the subtlety of the path, not just not knowing anything at all, or not just only hearing some words like someone, but it depends on one's own accumulation. How much the understanding of the truth of what is heard. For example, when we use the word Dhamma, most of you understand the meaning, but someone has to begin to think about it, to develop right understanding, as you have now. That's why read Tipitaka, the words of the Buddha with understanding, the meaning, the truth of it, not just the word like I or you, do good. That's why each word of the Buddha is so very subtle, very deep, What appears is just the skin of that which now arises and falls away. Only the surface of that which appears as something all the time, because the succession of the rapidity of that which now, this moment, arises and falls away. Otherwise, it's impossible to imagine how great wisdom Buddha was. Different from anyone in the universe. Not only one universe, 100,000. That's why each moment of understanding, right understanding itself, no one let go. Ignorance and wrong understanding, little by little. And understand the different stages of understanding, pariyatti, patipatti, and pativeda. And someone would say that no need to study pariyatti, that's enough. And patipatti, how come? How can it be enough? Just the word, all dhammas are anatta, not enough. But the understanding of what Dhamma now is anatta. That's why in order to understand the truth, it has to be understand the wisdom of the Buddha, which clarify each of that which appears as absolute truth. No one and no thing. So what is the world? Can anyone imagine? Not the world full of many things, but by then only one reality appears. Otherwise, there cannot be clear understanding if many things bear together. It has to be just only one. So imagine the world, lost injury. No one, only that which experiences, and the object, depending on their characteristic, whether it is that which experiences or that which cannot experience. Because now there is sound and there is hearing. Who knows the distinction between the two? Whenever there is hearing, there must be sound. Otherwise, how can it hear or be hearing? But is there any understanding which is not the same? One experiences and the other just the object cannot experience anything. And more than that, that is true. And when there is more and more keen and keen understanding, more letting go, only one, see, there, to show up, pop up as it is, by conditions. So now there can be the understanding of ignorance in life, not just this life, any life, without any understanding of the truth of what is there just in a moment. Imagine seeing, only seeing, which sees. The citta before seeing does not see. The citta which follow seeing instantly does not see, but it experiences the same object. So what are they now? Unknown. Only the nimitta of that which sees. Where before seeing, it does not see. After seeing, it does not see. So now only seeing appears. Can you force or try to have the citta before seeing appear?
Cannot.
Because it does not see.
It's amazing. So now because only seeing sees, so that's why seeing appears. And the other citta, because they don't see, so they don't appear. I never considered that way. That's really...
That's why what is said in Tipitaka is the word of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching and thinking only. Even moment of being fast asleep, Pawanka, it doesn't show up. No idea who am I, where's my house, or my friends, or my things, nothing at all, nothing. And as soon as it's not the moment of Pawanka, it's there. Just wake up. Is it clear what is there after it has waken up? Asava. Unknown, so fast, instantly, by conditions. Ignorance is there, see, waking up, no understanding of who's that or what's that at all. It begins at moment of experiencing, appear, ignorance, not understanding the truth. And when there is the understanding of the subtlety of all Dhammas, we understand who is the Buddha and pay respect to the great virtues, the wisdom, the purity, and compassion. So great. That's why he developed parami for us, for anyone who has accumulated kusala enough to see the benefit of understanding the truth. So life has to go on as natural because understanding, all by conditions. If you try to do something not as naturally, can there be the understanding of the moment which is naturally conditioned? Impossible. That's why the path begins with sammaditi, right understanding, right effort, and everything is right when there's right understanding. But there are many levels of right understanding. Just like we talk about Dhamma, it has to be clear to understand, not self, and it's only a reality conditioned by its proper condition. And this is parami, satya parami, adhidana parami, so firm confidence of the truth, that the truth can be realized, but not by I, that is wrong understanding. So how can wrong understanding understand the truth? So it needs other parami, because it is the way to let go attachment and the hidden desire to experience just and such object that no one there at all. Even it has reason, it's not me, it's not anything, it's gone. More confidence of the teaching. That's why pariyatti is the very clear understanding, firm understanding of the word of the teachings, to condition moment of directly understand this, which usually is not known. No attention, no awareness, no understanding of that which appears, no matter any time, any moment. Seeing or hearing or thinking or attachment or aversion all are real. The test is this moment.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Very appreciate. Natural way, by condition, everything.
This morning, after lunch, there will be 5 people living. They go to